This is an official SCARS Institute video. Welcome to the SCARS Institute website, scamvictimsadvocates.org. This introduction to our website was written by Vianney Gonzalez, a member of the SCARS Institute Board of Directors and director in charge of our Latin American and Spanish language operations from Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Mexico.
The mission behind scamvictimsadvocates.org, an initiative of the SCARS Institute, is grounded in a deep commitment to elevating the standards of care, support, and advocacy for individuals impacted by scams. As online fraud continues to rise and millions of victims struggle in silence, a growing number of well-meaning individuals and organizations have stepped forward to help. However, good intentions alone are not enough. Without ethical grounding, psychological insight, and clear boundaries, efforts to support scam victims can easily lead to misinformation, re-traumatization, or even unintentional harm. This website exists to help fill a critical gap, offering clear, structured guidance for those who want to help scam victims, not only effectively, but safely, ethically, and with full awareness of the complex psychological and emotional terrain involved. Whether you're a concerned individual, a peer supporter, an advocate, or part of an emerging anti-scam group, this platform aims to be both a compass and a cautionary light. Scam betrayal trauma is a multifaceted experience that deeply impacts a victim's identity, cognitive functioning, and emotional regulation. It often includes layers of grief, shame, anger, and isolation. Supporting someone through that process requires more than sympathy. It demands a working knowledge of trauma psychology, ethical communication, boundary setting, and an understanding of the legal and emotional risks involved. Sadly, in the absence of this foundation, many self-described advocates unknowingly replicate harmful patterns, offering unqualified advice, violating confidentiality, engaging in emotional over-identification, or promoting conspiracy-driven thinking. In some cases, these actions cause secondary victimization, where the support itself becomes a source of further distress or exploitation. This website, scamvictimsadvocates.org, is a resource that addresses this problem head-on. It does not shy away from identifying unsafe practices, questionable tactics, or unhealthy group dynamics. It names these openly, not to shame or divide, but to protect the vulnerable and guide would-be helpers toward better practices. This means being honest about where things go wrong. When advocates project their own unresolved trauma onto others, when support groups spiral into echo chambers, when amateur supporters blur the line between emotional justice and obsessive behavior, or when people offer legal, financial, or therapeutic advice they are unqualified to give. However, this site is not just educational, it is constructive. It highlights positive models of peer support and outlines the core principles of ethical advocacy. These include respect for autonomy, emotional non-coercion, evidence-based education, trauma-informed communication, and responsible referral practices. The platform encourages a culture of transparency, self-regulation, and learning. Visitors will find tools for reflection, sample boundaries for peer supporters, red flags to watch for, and insight into the psychological vulnerabilities scam victims carry with them after the fraud ends. Importantly, this is not a gatekeeping exercise. It is an invitation to maturity. Anyone can become a better advocate if they are willing to engage with both the responsibility and the complexity of the role. At its heart, scamvictimsadvocates.org is built on the belief that support is a serious act, one that must honor the dignity, autonomy, and psychological safety of those who have already been through a profound violation of trust. The information and knowledge provided on this site draws on the SCARS Institute's massive experience, know-how, research, and direct engagement with millions of victims around the world over the last 11 years. It is shaped by a recognition that scam recovery is not linear and that every victim brings a unique set of needs, history, and coping mechanisms. As such, support cannot be formulaic. It must be flexible, informed, and deeply respectful. Ultimately, the mission of the SCARS Institute and the scamvictimsadvocates.org website, Information and Knowledge, is to help build a stronger, safer, and more professional culture around scam victim advocacy, one that goes beyond outrage or empathy and embraces accountability, ethics, and a long-term commitment to doing no harm. The work of healing from a scam is hard enough. Those who step up to help must be prepared to do so with clarity, compassion, and care. This platform is here to make that possible.
Thank you for listening to this introduction. It is intended to help you better understand its purpose and its value. Please remember that the SCARS Institute was created to find how to best help scam victim survivors, to help them to heal, rebuild, and thrive. The SCARS Institute is here empowering scam survivors for their recovery. Remember to visit all of the SCARS Institute websites. Each provides a vast resource of knowledge and learning to help everyone better understand the scam victim survivor experience. If you have questions, you can leave comments on the individual articles or posts, or you can email the SCARS Institute team at contact@againstscams.org. Thank you again, and we hope this has helped you to become a better advocate for scam victim survivors.